Beats Planet.
Yo, what's crack-a-lackin'? Doski Woski, the Peasky Whiskey is free. You get it at the door. It's next to the lemon water. What's happening, y'all? We're back up in here. I'm giving you my best attempt at let's make a schedule and kind of stick to it. You know what I mean? I've never been the type to do it. I've always been more so of I'll just drop it whenever I feel like it, you know? I think if you have scheduled shows, we're going to drop Tuesday and Thursday, then you get a show Tuesday and Thursday. What if I feel like giving you 7 shows a week? Then then y'all missing out on 5 shows, right? But it is draft month, the month of it. Christmas is right around the corner. So I guess there is a need for some kind of structure. I guess after the draft happens, I'll go back to messing off again. So y'all go ahead and enjoy this little bit of organization while you can. But until then, what's happening? No. We're gonna talk draft on this lovely evening. We're gonna do these on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 Central, at least until draft time happens. So everybody put it on your little calendar and all that. And tune in with me. So let me just set the plate that we can get this thing going. Let me rub my hands together like Birdman. And let's get this thing going. So what I wanted to do today is there's a new, it's not new, it's a couple days old, but, I'd be busy. There's a new mock draft in town, and it's a 2-round mock. So if you're one of those teams that don't have a first-round pick and you have a second, or if you're a team that has multiple second-round picks, then this is going to be the mock draft showing y'all love. It's a Kuiper and McShay mock, so jokes are bound to happen, and I'm ready. So you can you can get ready for that. Whatever team you come here to represent, we can all read and react to those things just like normal. We will have a Q&A situation at the end of the episode. If you're a patron or a Patreon sub. I have a Discord group that is only for Patreon subs, and if you go to my Patreon page, you can see that. Part of the Q&A will be me going in picking a handful of them joints. Now, I just started, so it may be a question and a half in that thing. But if you're a patron and you have a Discord, then go check out my Patreon exclusive Discord server. I'll be pulling questions from there. Of course, I'll be pulling questions from the chat box, and super chats are always lit. And what else we got? So peep this out. I'm coming towards the end of my draft evaluation. I have 3 positions left. Clap it up for Voch. Clap that shit up, Voch. Clap that shit up. I have 3 positions left. I got linebackers, I got tight ends, and I got running backs. Now, I've watched some linebackers, some running backs, and some tight ends. Don't get me wrong there. But I haven't really put my foot in the ass of them yet. So I know it's crazy because I can give you a scouting report on Wisconsin left tackle David Edwards, but I haven't really fully taken a look at Miles Sanders yet. You know what I mean? So that's just how I do my work, just the order in which I do it. So I'll be taking a look at running backs, and maybe by this time Thursday or by this time next week, I'll probably be done watching running backs. So, have all y'all questions ready for when we do that show. But running backs, tight ends, and linebackers, those are the only positions I have left. And I think I did it in order of interest. I just don't think I was flat out interested in tight ends and linebackers this year. So I saved them for last. And, clearly running back just kind of, got to the end of his little list or whatever. It's just that O-line and D-line are just way more interesting to me this year. I talked a lot about wide receivers this year, and I never talk about receivers. I'm an offensive lineman at heart. I don't really get into the whole pretty boy wide receiver thing. But doing Dallas Cowboy work, I learned so much about wide receivers this year that I kind of just, got enamored with them, that they were the third the third position that I watched or whatever. So salute to wide receivers. Also, let me say this: I know it's a lot of non-Cowboy people watching my draft coverage or whatnot, and that's fine. But man, do you learn so much when you watch my Cowboy videos? Cause I learn so much watching them, right? And I promise I'm gonna tie all this into a big draft bow. What I've learned from watching Dallas Cowboy football all last year, and I said this in my Discord chat, in which we do that on Saturdays around 7 Central. What I learned is that I learned so much in terms of route running watching Amari Cooper. I learned so much about pass rush, hand placement, nuance, and all that from watching DeMarcus Lawrence. And boy, has Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch spoiled the hell out of me when I'm watching linebackers, man. They've spoiled the dog shit out of me because now reading keys is so much more important to me than it's ever been. I know a lot of people look up to my football opinion, and that's cool. Salute to y'all. But I still learn so much about football just teaching y'all. I promise I learn new shit every day just teaching y'all. Sometimes just consuming football kind of makes you a little bit better at it. You know what I mean? So just being around it makes you smarter, so to speak. Damn it, I watch Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch. First of all, I realize why I don't like Sam linebackers anymore. Like, I realize why Sam linebackers mean nothing to me. What I basically learned, reading keys is the key to where you're lined up as a linebacker. Reading keys, mental processing, seeing plays in front of you, all that is, in my opinion, if I'm coaching, what makes you whatever spot we line you up at linebacker, right? Example. I used to think that a will linebacker was only like a super athletic person, right? Because they're the ones that run free. They're furthest away from the trash or whatnot. So they got to be able to run and go sideline to sideline. Well, what I learned here was all my linebackers can be athletic. They can all be athletic. But if you're the will linebacker, you have the least room for error because you're so far away from the strong side. You know what I mean? It's basically dictated wherever the offense tells you it is, right? So if you have a tight end on the offensive right, then our defense is strong left. Or if it's three wide receivers on the right side, then we're strong left, and vice versa, right? Damn it, if the play goes to the tight end side, then fullbacks can go over there. Pulling linemen can go over there. Tight ends can go over there. That's strong side football, right? I don't want my will linebackers over there. I want the dumbest linebacker right there. You know what I mean? Because if the play is going to the right, I want the big, strong, dumbest linebacker to be right at the play. I want you to run at that play, right? Which is why I watch Devin White and I go, yo, that dude's a Sam linebacker because he can't read his keys for shit. like Devin White be getting mad confused out here. But if you put him in the trash, one, he can deal with the trash. He's big and strong. He can move people out of the way. He's not afraid of linemen. But he doesn't have to read because he's right there. You know what I'm saying? And he can take on blocks. If you take a look at Leighton Vander Esch, he can mental process his ass off, but he can't deal with blocks. And it was interesting because the Cowboys were drafting him as a Mike linebacker. Jalen was going to be Sam, and we were drafting Vander Esch to be a Mike linebacker, right? But Vander Esch couldn't deal with trash. If y'all watch my film, and people have called me out on that for saying Vander Esch can't deal with trash, well, he can't. And if you see Vander Esch deal with trash, you will obviously see he can't deal with trash. I don't want the super athlete not having to deal with trash. I want the guy that can read keys the best, that can't deal with trash at will linebacker, because it goes in a row, right? The Sam deals with the most trash. The Mike deals with the next level of trash, and I want my will linebackers to run free, basically. You know what I mean? But if you're going to run free, your ass better be right. You can't be far away from the play and still read the play wrong. That's what I learned when I watch film. I saw your film and still think you're wrong about Leighton Vander. Well, you can call into the show and I'll tell you why you're wrong. But that's what I'm learning about Mike linebackers, right? Jalen Smith, someone who can thump, who can deal with trash, but can also read keys. He's a magical linebacker right here. If you get a linebacker that can thump and can read keys, that should be what the real M stands for, not Mike. Magical. You a magical son bitch if you can run, thump, get off linemen, and read keys. I think we're giving too many players credit for being Mike linebackers. I think Mike linebackers are just as rare as true number one X receivers. Because you got to read and run and shed. If you a Sam linebacker that can shed but you can't read, then you're fine. Go play Sam. If you're Leighton Vander Esch who can't shed but you can read and run, then you good. You know what I'm saying? Being a Mike linebacker is magical. And I ain't trying to start no movement or nothing, but I think the Mike linebacker position should be only for players that can read, disengage, and run. That's my thoughts on it. I had that on my mind, and I said it in my film session the other day, man. It was interesting. Stephen Benson said, what would you classify Roquan Smith? Haven't watched too much film on Roquan, but based on the Georgia film that I saw from Roquan, smart, he little bitty, he can read keys. I don't want him dealing with trash. I put him at will linebacker. In my opinion, Luke Kuechly, magical as hell. He can shed, he can read, he can run. Put him at Mike. You know what I mean? So linebacker is one of the three player groups that I have left over that I haven't watched. And when I'm watching them, trust me, I'm not going to be easy on them. I'm not going to be easy on them because the handful that I've seen, I see no Mike linebackers. Mac Wilson has problems with mental processing and reading keys. So does Devin White. So does Devin Bush. Devin White and Devin Bush, damn near the same person. White just bigger, a little bit bigger. And it's crazy because he's a little bigger, but Bush is the one that's a little more physical and assholey or whatever. But we'll cross that road whenever we get there. We'll talk running backs and all that later on. One more table setting before we get into the mock draft or whatnot. In case you didn't know, and if somebody could tell me how many, pardon me, how many viewers I got watching live right now, just hit me in the chat box with that. I'm going to be going live for 3 days of the draft. And I promise that's not something that was very attractive to me. It's not something I wanted to do because I'm a fan. You know what I mean? And my thoughts about it was that when it comes down to draft time, I should be a fan first. We put in all this work. I should be enjoying the draft as a fan. Well, apparently, if you got superhuman strength and if you can swing from buildings, and if you know what I'm saying, know a little bit of jiu-jitsu and taekwondo and you got a red suit in your damn closet, then you got responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Ben say, Voch, you just can't watch the goddamn draft. You got responsibilities. So, I got my little web shooters on. You know what I'm saying? I'm just practicing with them. I'm getting my little red suit tailor fitted to me. You know what I mean? So they don't ride up the inseam too hard. And I'm going to be fighting crime those 3 days. You know what I mean? So I'm going to be doing pre-draft shows, during draft analysis, and post-draft shows. That's going to be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, even long-ass day 3. So that's like 3 7-hour shows for y'all. But I've been doing all this damn research during draft season or whatever. There's no need for me to take all that information and just keep it to my damn self. So I'll be entertaining y'all. I'll be giving content to y'all. So be sure to tune in. If I'm gonna be spending all my time on the live joint, it'll really mean everything in the world to me if y'all could tune in while day 1, day 2, and day 3 of the draft was going on. And I'll be taking calls on day 3. All right, let's set up this ugly ass mock draft. Told everyone, no need me those 3 days. I don't know what that means, fam. So let's see. That's pulled up. So I need to go to OBS and I need to. Man, I dropped film on Lil Missile on Darnell Savage while I set this up. Yo, fam, I dropped film on Lil Missile. Boy, do I like Lil Missile. Like, I was evaluating DBs when Ken Miles asked me to do a film session on him, right? And people would always ask me about Lil Missile, and I'll get to him when I get to him. Like I'm not definitely in a rush to go watch Darnell Savage. Like I'll get to him in a minute, and I know some Cowboy beat writer got Cowboy fans excited about him, but boy, do I like Lil Missile. Darnell Savage is what I call him, Lil Missile. Boy, do I like him. And it's already to a point to where I'm evaluating him over some of the favorites in the group. I think there are plenty strong box safeties this year, and we're evaluating them all as such. I know a lot of people are excited about the notion of the safety class this year. Well, it's not a lot of frees, and I really value free safeties. But boy, if you need a strong safety, go get Lil Missile, man. Go get Lil Missile. Saul has asked me Thornhill or Savage. I'm not ready to say that yet. Because even though I'm excited about Lil Missile, I must be responsible about my rankings and my evaluation, because y'all will take some shit that I say and y'all will run all the way to the bank with that shit. And I don't want to be in a situation where Voch says some shit without thinking. And y'all done ran to the bank with the shit. What's up, Stephanie? She say she never seen a draft before. How long you been a football fan? How long you been a fan, Stephanie? Watch my videos. I got a 2019 draft playlist or whatnot, and if you just watch those 60 or so videos, I know it's a lot, but you probably binge watch Game of Thrones longer than that. If you just take a look at my playlist or whatnot, then I'll definitely have you prepared for this little goofy ass draft we got coming up. So stay tuned. All right, cool. So let's see. If I scroll here, will that still? Yup. Okay, cool. So we're going to be reading this through Reddit because ESPN drops their mock drafts through their paid subscription, and ESPN kind of got me fucked up a little bit. So we went to Reddit where they steal it, and they just posted on Reddit. I tell you what, man, if I ever like blow up and this YouTube channel gets like real big and like so big that it's like makes me like financially set, I still wouldn't even spend my money on certain shit like the ESPN Plus joint where you got to pay to get Mel Kiper's analysis. Oh, fuck out of here. Oh, fuck out of here. Anyway, so let's get this going then. Let's take a look at this. It seems like the Kyler Murray at number 1 overall bug is still a thing, so that's a thing. Let me check my OBS before we get going. Where am I at? 22 minutes, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Have you ever watched Darren Hall versus Clinton? Nope. I'll get to it though. Let me address Steven Benzick first before I get started for dropping a dime in the super chat. Let's go. We lit, fam. Here's some bread for a sandwich. Appreciate that sandwich, Steven Benzick. Even though I'm kind of keto and vegan for the day, so I can't eat bread or sandwich meat. So I wish I had a sandwich, Steven. Okay. Anyway, here we go. Arizona Cardinals, Kyler Murray. Do I think it's a good idea? No. I think anybody that's taking quarterback this year or next year are putting their organization in danger because sunshine comes out the year after that. You know what I mean? I think if you're a brand new head coach, a quasi new GM, I think you got to have a conversation with the owner and be like, look, man, we need to be trash for a smooth ass 2 years. What you get from being trash for a smooth 2 years is that you can build your house, draft the best players at the front of each round for 2 years, and then when Trevor Lawrence goes out there, when it's time for him to be drafted, your franchise is set for 18 or so years. You know what I mean? I like Tua Tagovailoa. I love Tua Tagovailoa. I like Jake Fromm. I like Justin Herbert, whoever the hell else going to be coming out. I really do appreciate those guys. but Sunshine does something different for your organization. That's like you asking me, yo, Voch Lombardi, right? You want to draft Matthew Stafford, who's a talented quarterback, or do you want to draft like Matt Ryan, who's also a great quarterback? You can get some wins. You can probably go to a Super Bowl on his 12th year or so like that. Do you want to draft a guy like Russell Wilson, who's good, that can probably win you a Super Bowl and, can probably be good, but when it's time to put guys around him, da-da-da, boom, boom? Or do you want Peyton Manning? Do you want somebody that's going to be one of the GOATs for the next 18 years? You know what I mean? And I think you clearly got to consider, yo, let me pass up on these great quarterbacks for the phenomenal kid, for the phenomenal surfer-looking kid in the back, way in the back. Trevor, raise your hand, and he raises his hand. You point and go, that sumbitch. I like Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray can play. But boy, Arizona, man, look, first of all, Kingsbury didn't win shit in Texas A&M, you know what I mean? Let him build his team first. Let him get his guys first. Let him get Quentin Williams, then he can draft the best guy next year, the best offensive lineman next year, or whatever you want to do in Arizona. Then go get goddamn Sunshine and just live your life prosperously as the Arizona Cardinals compete for Super Bowls for 16 years. And I like Kyler Murray, but he's a little bitty. I just like the other kids so much more. No real fan wants their team to be traded. I got my quarterback. I'm just saying shit. Damn. All right, cool. So this is a double Maki thingamajiggy. So I get to make fun of McShay and Kuiper at the same time. Cool. So they got Nick Bosa at the number 2 spot. They both have Nick Bosa at number 2. That's cool. If Voch doesn't know what Ridgemont High is, he's too young. Steph, don't even play with me like that. Let me Google Ridgemont High when I'm done with this. So Nick Bosa, right? He's the clear option for number 2, right? In which I think that's BS. And that takes us into, let's just go ahead and get 3 and 4 out the way, right? Even though Kyler Murray is possibly going to be the number 1 guy, right? Cool. I think they're shopping Josh Rosen. I don't think you shop Josh Rosen. I think you keep both of them. If I'm Arizona, you can never have too many quarterbacks, because if your team trash, you're one quarterback hit away from being fantastic. You know what I'm saying? So just keep Rosen just in case he's great. Because if Rosen is great, think of it like remember when Washington pulled that we're going to draft Robert Griffin, but then we're going to draft Kirk Cousins in the 4th? You can never have too many pieces invested in quarterback. It turns out Kirk Cousins was the better quarterback in that piece, right? So shit, if you Arizona, just keep Josh. Keep Josh, and if Kyler's good too, trade Kyler. Or if they both end up good, trade the other. Whatever. But cross that road in preseason. But as far as the next 3 picks go, look, I don't care who San Francisco has on their D-line already. I don't care about Buckner and Armstead and Solomon Thomas. You push guys off bridges for Quentin Williams. And Quentin Williams being on the board at 4, if you the Oakland Raiders, you got to run to the board to go get Quentin Williams up off the board. If he's there at 4, I think Quinn is the best player in this draft. It's a couple other people that reflect that same thought, right? But taking Josh Allen over Quentin Williams or taking Nick over Quentin, if you take Nick over Quentin, then fine. But there's no way you take Josh over him. I don't care what the hell you need if you're a Jets fan or whatever. But Voch, we need pass rush. Rush your ass up the middle. You ain't always got to rush on the outside with your goofy ass. D-Town Tech said he thought Solomon Thomas would be the truth. Not if you follow my draft coverage. If you follow. Boy, so many people thought I was hating on Solomon Thomas. Solomon just bad. And he's playing out of position. I think he's a full-blown get-upfield 3-tech. I don't want him two-gapping people. I don't want him doing shit like that. Like, let's get Solomon smooth the hell up out of here. Dwayne Haskins to the Giants. If I'm a Cowboys fan, I'm loving that. I think I can beat the shit out of Dwayne Haskins for the next however many or so years. And if the Giants are in the Dwayne Haskins sweepstakes or whatever, then they're not in the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. The one thing that could piss me smooth off of is if Trevor Lawrence ends up like in Washington or something, or he's not gonna be in Philly or in New York. That'll really piss me smooth off. But hey, man, Giants, if y'all want to go get Dwayne Haskins, cool. I have no problem sleeping at night. Juwan Taylor is the first offensive lineman off the board here. I don't agree, but I'm gonna mind my business. I'm chilling. I think Cody Ford is the best offensive lineman available at this point. And if Jaguars simply want to address offensive line, then do your damn thing, son. I ain't mad at you. But this is where they switch up a little bit. They have Montez Sweat at number 8, which I think is pretty insane. But then they also have T.J. Hawkinson at number 8, which I think is equally insane. So that's interesting. Detroit Lions, they're in a weird little spot. I think after pick, and I totally missed Devin White at Tampa Bay, which I think that's insane as well. He's a Sam linebacker to me. Even though like after like pick number 5 is when shit's gonna get real strange and stuff's gonna get shuffled up and all the talent goes out the window, man, because Quinnen is an elite talent and Nick is an elite talent. Everybody else kind of just going to get moved around here. And to be fair, I'd rather have more picks in the second round than to have a pick like right around 12 or 13 or so. You know what I mean? I just don't feel good about that. Devin White is a Mike don't hate. Hey, man, I want you to rewind to my soliloquy or whatever, my speech, my monologue, my talk that I had early on in this live stream, and I pretty much talked about what separates Mike, Sam's, and Will's for me. And I don't think Devin White's magical. I think he's very good, but it takes a magical player to be a Mike linebacker. I don't necessarily think he's that, but he can play Mike. He'll probably get some tackles at Mike, but Drew Lock, there's a lot of people that think Drew Lock has more tools than Dwayne Haskins. Voch is one of those people. So having Drew Lock to Cincinnati, hey, it's not like the Bengals don't have a quarterback problem. I just don't think Drew Lock comes in better than Andy Dalton and fixes it. But whatever, it's their team, not mine. And Devin Bush at 11, that's pretty insane to me, but whatever. Boy, if Green Bay go get DK Metcalf, that'll be an interesting marriage, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be interesting? Because I feel a certain way about DK Metcalf where I don't think he's the 12th overall player, but I do think that Aaron Rodgers can make anybody better. So that's an interesting little pick, one that can make me look crazy, and I don't like looking crazy. Rashawn Gary, I'm going to drop his film session. I might do it after this. I don't know. We'll see. Depends on where I'm at. But I think Rashawn Gary is a 3-tech, but they got him at defensive end. Miami can, they can pick anybody. Miami is another one of those sneaky-ass teams that could probably just be bad for the next 2 years and won't nobody say nothing. and then they go get Trevor Lawrence and let him go surf out in Florida and shit for 15 years and make Miami relevant again. That's another sneaky little pick. Because I promise you, whoever got first overall pick, and 2021 is gonna be interesting, man. Because if you don't need a quarterback, that bidding war is gonna be ridiculous. But we'll see. Christian Wilkins to the Falcons, I can't hate it. But see, Montez fell to 14 here, which makes a little more sense than Montez at 8. But Christian Wilkins, he's not the first D tackle. Ed Oliver's the first D tackle. Okay, cool. So, also another thing we need to look for when we're watching the first round in the draft is where is Jeffrey Simmons gonna go? What team is gonna put their nuts on the table, roll the dice, and say, or their ovaries? We want to be sensitive here. They nuts or their ovaries on the table and say, hey, we're gonna draft Jeffrey Simmons right here. You know what I mean? Because if Jeffrey Simmons was healthy, he'll probably be Jeffrey Simmons will probably be like a top 12 guy or so. But he's hurt, so he might fall a little bit. But I want to see who has the nuts or the ovaries here to pull that move off. Brian Burns at 16th overall. Been insane to me, but before that, he's 15th overall to Washington, which is a little worse. I'm not a fan of Brian Burns, but I think he's very much so athletic. He's a very athletic player, but man, I think he's got a lot of D-line to learn, man. Now, can he be good in 5 years or so? I don't know. We'll see. But man, I just don't like my players disappearing. And if you're going to be a defensive end, I want your defining trait to at least be there all the time. Example, Montez Sweat. One of his defining traits is like length or whatever, right? You ain't got to worry about Montez bringing length to the table. It's going to always be there. You know what I mean? Or LJ Collier is always going to bring his relentless pursuit. Joe Johnson. Joe Jackson? Joe Jackson also has that about him, right? Thing about Brian Burns is his big selling point is his super athleticism. But when you watch film on him, that shit don't always show up. And I'm like, damn, dog, if I'm going to draft you for athleticism, can you at least bring that every play? But hey, man, who knows? Who knows? The Browns do not have a first round pick because they went to go and snagged Odell Beckham, which is insane. But the Giants, Kuiper has them taking Cleveland Farrell, Todd McShay as Christian Wilkins to the New York Giants, which is interesting. If you're a Giants fan, you probably feel good about that. My son Chris Lindstrom right here. It seems like the Vikings are like they've been clear cut to probably get an offensive lineman. I was talking to one of my Vikings guys. Shouts out to Sadie Fresh. He was saying it's either going to be offensive line, Noah Fant, or Jeffrey Simmons, probably in that order. So if that's the case, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But I do think if Kirk Cousins is gonna, what the hell just happened here? If Kirk Cousins is gonna be your guy, then you want to make him comfortable. You want to make him. What the hell just happened to the draft? I messed something up. Did I hit this button? Okay, cool. If Kirk Cousins is gonna be your guy, I would guess you want to make him as comfortable as possible. But I mean, it's not like they don't have pieces over there. Like they got pieces in Minnesota. They just didn't put all that shit together. But I'd imagine that there's an internal struggle between Zimmer wanting more defensive guys and somebody wanting to protect Kirk. So, hey, I got my quarterback. Shouts out to Dak Prescott, y'all. Vikings offensive line. Tennessee could go Dexter Lawrence here. I don't hate it. Or Hollywood Brown. I hate that pick. Boy, I hate Hollywood Brown going 19 right here, especially to the Tennessee Titans. I don't think the Titans need. Should they go receiver right? Who they got playing? I don't know. Maybe they could. I don't know. Maybe they should upgrade receiver. I don't know. They just want to add a little more speed to the team. Then fine, do your thing right there. But Hollywood Brown at 19 kind of makes me shake my head a little bit. I don't know for sure, but I like Dexter Lawrence there, but I'm not sure if I like Hollywood Brown there. Cool ass Drake. So what? Good to see you. Damn it, it's been a while since you've been in this chat box. Damn. So Todd McShay had Devin Bush like way up in the 10s and shit. I like Devin Bush a little more right around the 20s here. I like Devin Bush right here at 20. You can talk me into Devin Bush right here. And Greedy Williams at 20, that's a pretty solid pick there too. Y'all remember once upon a time Greedy Williams was like a top 5 pick and Voch was like, I don't see it. Boy, y'all was trying to get Greedy up in there as a goddamn top 5 pick. But oh man, we're not gonna do that. Let's see. So Seattle Seahawks. Mel Kiper has them taking Chris Lindstrom, which will hurt my heart because I really like Chris Lindstrom. He's one of my sons, one of my favorite players in this draft, and I can appreciate that both these ignorant ass pundits, they both have him in the first round. I think he's really earned his money. If you follow Voch Lombardi to any capacity, you know that this would make me absolutely sick, as he's one of my players that I would want for my Dallas Cowboys. And Todd McShay has Jeffrey Simmons right here. So the nuts and ovary on the table move is pulled off by the Seattle Seahawks. He has Jeffrey Simmons going here. Eric McCoy going before Garrett Bradbury makes my ass itch. Eric McCoy going before Elgin Jenkins makes my ass itch. I wish I had a tree right now to scratch on. Goddamn, did I miss Bradbury earlier or something? Did I miss something? God damn, boy. And I know Andrew Castillo really been on this Eric McCoy. Look, don't let Andrew get y'all get y'all food. Like, he loved Eric McCoy because he loved Texas A&M. Eric McCoy shouldn't be before Garrett Bradbury and Elgin Jenkins. I like Eric McCoy too, but he ain't over them. He ain't over them. Why you hating on my Aggie? There you go. It's that Aggie shit. Look, if it's about Aggie love, I feel you. If you love Eric McCoy, and look, I love Eric McCoy, but if you like him in the first round because you a Texas A&M fan, salute to you. I'm happy for you. You got your one. You know what I mean? You got your another first round pick. But fam. Oh shit. Double A 12. Remember, old boy. Look, that was this Raiders YouTuber that saw my Colton Miller video, and he called me trash because I was hating on Colton Miller, and he made this whole pro Colton Miller video. Boy, the last laugh is always so soothing. Boy, the last laugh make my teeth white. Boy, I just get your goof ass up out of here, boy. With that pro Colton Miller talk, man. And people was talking about, hey, man, I wonder why Josh Rosen had so many concussions. Colton Miller goof ass over there. Get out of here. Eric McCoy is a second or third rounder to me, Vach. And I'm an Ag. Okay, well, cool, Marquise. I'm going to leave you alone. I'm mad I had to start my whole situation just to talk about Eric McCoy. Hey, but look, Baltimore Ravens, if you draft Eric McCoy at 22, you have a starting center. I'll give you that. You have a starting center in Eric McCoy if you draft him at 22nd. But boy, you could have got him in the third and still have a starting center. But oh boy, Houston Texans both draft Andre Dillard. I tell you what, Dak Prescott got sacked 58 times last year, and the only quarterback that got sacked more than him was what's that boy name in Houston? Damn, what's his name? Damn, not DeAndre. That's Hopkins. Deshaun Watson. Damn, shit, my bad. I'm brain farted a little. I don't talk about Houston very much because I live here and everybody assumes that I'm a Texas fan, so I end up talking a lot of shit. Deshaun Watson. Damn, my bad. Yeah. Deshaun Watson got sacked a whole like 8 sacks more than Dak Prescott, which is wild. A2 Matt says it's on the screen. Hey, it's on the screen. My bad. Look, I don't read what Mel Kiper got to say to me. It'll make me stupid. It'll make me stupid if I read what Mel Kiper said. But they both say take Andre Dillard. I should be having an Andre Dillard film session out pretty soon. I got the film on him. I got all 22 cartel film on him. So I should go ahead and put that out. But yeah, Andre Dillard. Cool. Andre Dillard to the Houston Texans. I think he'll go higher than freaking Eric McCoy. I think they're gonna value any offensive line, any tackle that has those feet, those exquisite feet. #exquisite feet. Then they type exquisite feet because I know there's a lot of people in my chat box that can't spell exquisite. If you have an offensive lineman with exquisite feet, especially a tackle, you go ahead and take them. What's up, Coach Evans? They have you taking Mel Kiper have you taking Eric McCoy in the first round at 22. Now, if you would have taken Garrett Bradbury, who's also a center, I wouldn't hate on you. But, boy, they got you taking Eric McCoy, Coach Evans. Coach Evans, how you feel about Eric McCoy at 22 over Garrett Bradbury and damn Elgin Jenkins? How you feel? How you feel, Coach? Oh, man, I like my hashtag perfect, man. I like my hashtag perfect. I like my hashtag exquisite feet. Coach Evans, man. What's my other hashtag I got? Hashtag good ass feet. Hashtag O-line porn. I got some pretty dope hashtags, man. Finish your food. Hashtag finish your food. I love that hashtag. Somebody say exquisite. Zen, you funny. Let's get back into the work, man. I don't see a first round running back in Josh Jacobs. I could be bugging there, but I do think people fall in love with the power back. You know what I mean? People love the power back. You know, it seems like every year we always take one of those I run everybody over backs, and they kind of overrate them a little. Voch has standards. That's another good one. I think everybody takes these power backs and they fall in love with them. I think that is, yeah. I'm not gonna fall in love with the idea of a power back. Every power back ain't Marshawn Lynch. You know what I mean? And I like Josh Jacobs, but the handful of running backs that I've seen, um, I like a lot of other guys over Josh. I like Damian Harris over Josh Jacobs. You know, that's the other Alabama guy. I'm gonna be doing running back research this week, but I'm not gonna get too wild yet. I'm gonna save my talk. Just you know. But you already know fuck it, I'll say it. I think Darrell Henderson's a little better than Josh Jacobs. Salute, cool ass Drake. I ain't flat out want to say it because my running back list ain't out yet, and I'm gonna fully watch running backs like this week or whatever. But I like Darrell Henderson and Damian Harris a little more than Josh Jacobs. That's my early thing. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's just my thing. But let's get back into this. Let's do this. But they got Josh Jacobs here. Now I like, you know what? It seems like on all these picks, I like Todd's picks a little more than Mel's picks. You know what I mean? Because I don't mind Byron Murphy right here. I think Byron Murphy would be a solid pickup at 24. I think you do a lot of good things at your cornerback spot. Fix your defense. Damn right, I'm with it. But Mel Kiper, boom, boom, boom. Vital says you're going way too far to say that. I tell you what, Vital, I've said a lot more wild shit in my tenure as a YouTuber. Saying Josh Jacobs ain't a first round pick or saying Damian Harris is better than Josh Jacobs or whatever. I've said a lot more wild shit in my YouTube tenure, fam. I remember once upon a time I was having this whole Derrick Henry versus Zeke conversation. The Derrick Henry fans just wasn't having that. And I'm just, I've said some wild shit, bro. Anyway, let's move on. Jonathan Abram to Philly. I ain't hating on that. We'll just beat his ass in coverage for the next however many years they wanna have him. I'm with that. Time to start thinking about a Malcolm Jenkins replacement. Well, Malcolm Jenkins can actually play free and go down and cover in the slot. I don't think you get those things with Jonathan Abram, but that's your thing. Salute to you, sir. And DeAndre Baker. Once again, I like McShay's pick a little more than Kiper's pick. If you know anything about the Eagles, I'm a Cowboys fan, and I watch a lot of Eagles football just because of that. But it's easy to beat the shit out their corners. Cooper put one out for the season. So if you're the Eagles, you probably want to start, putting pieces into your secondary. So even though they both have the same idea with the secondary, I do think DeAndre Baker is a better pick there. What in the blue fuck is Mel Kiper doing, man? And right when my ass stopped itching a little bit, right when I got a little bit of relief, what my man say on Abducted in Plain Sight, yo, man, I need a little bit of relief, man. It's kid stuff, man. Boy, does Mel Kiper make my ass itch, boy. I need some relief from Mel Kiper making my ass itch, boy. Oh, boy. Terry McLaurin in the first round at 26. God damn, boy. If your ass itching, go in the chat box and say hashtag my ass itching. God damn, boy. Like several teams, the Colts can also add a defensive lineman here, but Andrew Luck could use more weapons. Terry McLaurin is a big play threat. Once again, I like Todd McShay's pick a little better because if you're the Colts, you can get Cleveland Farrell at 26. Then that's cool. But, man, I'm about to take a pine cone and wrap that bitch to a stick because I need something with a little more friction to get the itch off of my ass, boy. Terry McLaurin. And, look, I don't even want to... Bruh. I don't even want to be assholey to Terry McLaurin right here because I like Terry McLaurin. Hold on, let me go get my... Hold on, let me my clipboard. Don't go nowhere. Hold up. I'm going to get my clipboard, y'all. Don't go nowhere. Here I come. Here I come. I had to get my clipboard. Wait a goddamn minute. Wait a goddamn minute. Let me look at my goddamn. What's the word on that pine cone? I need a good scratching right here. Okay. My country ass. N'Keal Harry, Hakeem Butler, A.J. Brown, Riley Ridley, Kelvin Harmon, Paris Campbell. Paris Campbell? Cool. Paris Campbell. Deebo Samuel. David Sills. Penny Hart, Andy Isabella. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. And Emmanuel Hall are all players I value over Terry McLaurin. Where was your antennas? Where was your antennas when you was watching film on Ohio State, fam? Terry McLaurin can get you a big play sometimes. I saw a handful of big plays from Terry McLaurin, but I ain't seen enough to call him a big play. Several teams the Colts could use. What the fuck going on, man? DP dropped the deuce in the super chat. Taking him and passing over Paris Campbell is crazy. That's what I'm trying to figure out right now, and I'm pausing my fucking live stream. This clearly got to go longer than an hour, but Andrew Luck could use more weapons. It's more big play threats than him. What in the blue fuck is going on? What in the jumbo lump crab cake is going on up in here? I'm going, dog. Let me just scroll and get that shit off my screen real fast, and then I'm good. Fuck, bro. Shit. Okay, the Oakland Raiders. Shit. Todd McShay has Josh Jacobs as a first round running back as well. I'm not buying that Kool-Aid, but if we get Amari Cooper and y'all draft Josh Jacobs with that pick, I can't be mad. For once, I like Kuiper's pick more than Todd McShay's pick right here. But Terry McLaurin at 26. And I like Terry McLaurin. He had a solid-ass Senior Bowl. He was running past people and shit. Some pretty good speed. But boy, is it people that run routes, catch, run faster than him. Better than him. Goddamn, Colts fans. Let me get up out of here. Takes a special teams gunner at 26 over. Hey, you want to call him a special team gunner? I ain't mad at you, but shit. All right, cool. So where was I at? Kansas City? No, I need to go back. Mel Kiper values Rocky Sin over Gritty Williams. I don't hate it, man. Look, I don't hate that notion, but I don't think Mel Kiper has watched enough film to justify this. I don't think he's watched enough film to have this opinion, but I don't know. Cleveland Browns, save that question for my Q&A segment. I think that's a pretty damn good question. But Rocky Sin, I like him. I got a film session on the way for him. And Cody Ford, boy, let me tell you something. If Cody Ford fall to 28 and I'm the Cowboys, I'm trading some picks to get up to 28 to go get Cody Ford. I know that's not going to happen, but, man, if it's me, boy. Shit. Greedy Williams at Kansas City. They need the defense help. Todd McShay has Jonathan Abram there. Kansas City got they got Honey Badger, right? Kansas City got a safety. They got Honey Badger and they got another safety in Kansas City, so I forgot who they got. No. They got Eric. No, not Eric. Fuck, they got Baltimore Ravens, Beard. They got Eric Weddle. Yeah, they got Weddle, and I think they got Honey Badger already. So Yeah, they not getting Jonathan Abram. Yeah, check your rosters, McShay. I think they got both their safeties. They good. Um, they both got Noah Fant at 30. Cool, whatever. Mel Kiper. I thought about cornerback here, but Gary Bradbury should replace John Sullivan in the middle of the offensive line. Man, it is insane. It is insane to have Eric McCoy. What with the Rams? Got you. So is it Honey Badger that's with Kansas City? I think Honey Badger's with Kansas City. It's one of those guys. Somebody help me out on that. But Gary Bradbury. Bradbury is you shouldn't have Gary Bradbury over what's his face, man. But that's something else too. John Sullivan and Roger Saffold are no longer with the Rams, so the Rams should probably invest in offensive line before their team takes a big hit there, because fuck, they need offensive line help, and I remember how trash they were when they didn't have offensive line help. So I could be mistaken, but I don't think Todd McShay has picked. I don't think he's drafted T.J. Hockenson yet. So let me go to Command Find. Hold up, y'all, because I don't think he drafted T.J. Hockenson yet, and if he didn't, you don't draft Noah and Urban Smith before you draft T.J. Hockenson. That's just so. Let's go to Control Find Hockenson. T.J. Hockenson. So let's see. Let's see what happens here. Where the hell is T.J. Hockenson? Where on earth is Carmen Sandiego looking at his face? Y'all hoes just ain't finna highlight T.J. Hockenson for me. Control Find just ain't gonna highlight T.J. Hockenson for me with y'all goofy asses. Okay, Todd McShay got him going 8th, and Kuiper got him going 10th. Okay, cool. So Hawks off the board. I was like, bruh. I was like, there's no way you draft Irving Smith and you don't draft T.J. Hockenson. Cool. All right, so those are all the first round picks. A lot of guys left on the board here. Hollywood Brown at the top of the first round, where he should be. Mel Kiper making a little sense there. And Todd McShay has Eric McCoy at the top of the second round, which is still wild because Elgin Jenkins from Mississippi State still on the board. Now, look, Indianapolis, Todd McShay, that make a little more sense to go get A.J. Brown, not goddamn Terry McLaurin. That makes a little sense, doesn't it? Doesn't that make a little more sense? Doesn't it make a little more sense? Byron Murphy here. Let me close Find. Byron Murphy at Washington. That's cool. Jalen Ferguson. Hey, man, the Raiders can really come away with a dope-ass draft. Having 3 picks in the first round and then having 35 just sitting up right there, they could really come away with a lot of guys. And I think if they draft Josh Jacobs with one of them, that's a huge mistake, man. Just go get a running back later, because there's plenty of running backs that's gonna go later. Get the better Alabama running back and just fill your team with solid guys at first. But they got Jalen Ferguson and L.J. Collier here. L.J. Collier is one of my children. I'm hating on that. So San Francisco got A.J. Brown and Taylor Rapp. Both of those hurt me. Oh, my God. If Cody Ford falls to 30-5, my ass won't itch for a year. It won't itch for a year. If we can get damn Cody Ford, and if the Giants get him, I'm pissed off. Both the Giants get Cody Ford, I'm pissed off. Jaguars got Taylor Rapp and N'Keal Harry. I like both those picks for them. Mel Kiper has the nuts moment at 39. Jeffrey Simmons to Tampa Bay. I'm with that. I feel you on that. I feel like I've seen N'Keal Harry's name like 4 times, but Nazir Adderley comes off the board at 39 for Todd McShay. He comes off the board at 39 to Tampa Bay. That hurts my heart a little bit. I want him to fall to Dallas. I don't think he'll fall to Dallas, but and I'm only taking a safety if Taylor Rapp, if not Taylor Rapp, if Nazir Adderley or Taylor Rapp, if they fall to 58, that's the only time I want to take a safety at 58 because I'm very much so pro offensive lineman. My thoughts is offensive line all day, every day. But you know, if we, if it ain't Nazir Adderley, give me offensive line. If it's not offensive line, then I'll settle for Taylor Rapp or one of those other guys. Caleb McGarry at 42. Caleb McGarry before Dalton Risner is a bit insane. God damn, Titus Howard before Dalton. What the fuck going on with these guys? Look, boy, right when I give Todd McShay a little bit of credit, because Mel Kiper Mel Kiper is so trash that sometimes I give Todd McShay a little too much credit. But oh boy, they both had their moments here. So Titus Howard comes off the board, and then Caleb McGarry comes off the board. That ain't working for me, my guy. Justin Lane comes off the board at 43 for Kiper. I can't hate it, but I don't think Kiper's smart enough to justify that. I like both these picks for Green Bay. Caleb McGarry and Darnell Savage. I like both those picks. Both of them. Jerry Tillery and Trayvon Mullen. I don't think Lieutenant Dan's a fan of Trayvon Mullen, and Dan is a Clemson guy. Antoine say we don't need offensive line at 58. We not bad. Let me tell you something. You know somewhere else we not bad at? Safety. We not bad at safety. We bad at offensive line. We got sacked 58 times last year. And I know a lot of people want to say Travis Frederick's coming back. Won't that help? Well, Joe Looney really wasn't the one that killed you last year. Leal did a lot of the killing. The right tackle and left guard spots was the one that did most of the killing. Meanwhile, Jeff Heath was on an elite defense. The defense was elite with Jeff Heath on it. The offensive line was not elite all year. I'm trying to fix my offensive line, bro. I'm trying to fix it. My defense was a top 10 unit. Dak got sacked 58 times. I'm not with it. We're running up on Dallas pick soon, so stay tuned for that. Paris Campbell to the Redskins. Okay, cool. You get you a playmaker there. I think getting him at 46 is interesting. Not mad at you there. That's because Dak holds the ball too long. That's not true. If you watch a little more film, you probably know that, but you probably don't watch that much Dak Prescott film, so I'm going to leave you alone. Let's see. Carolina got Miles Boykin and Justin Lane. Cool with both those picks. Warren Thornhill. That's another one of you guys. So Thornhill comes off the board at 48. I know a lot of y'all got a little bit of heartbreak because of that, but Ryan Finley at 48. Boy, the Dolphins would be so trash if they pull the trigger on Ryan Finley at 48. That'll just make me laugh. And young Nas come off the board at 49, so there's no Nas there. Dalton Risner come off the board at 49 is also equally ridiculous because he had Titus Howard and Caleb McGarry coming off the board before Dalton Risner, and that makes me sick. Whatever. Debo Samuel and Draymond Jones come off the board at 51. Justin Love, O'Shane Ximines, who I'm not a fan of O'Shane Ximines. Titus Howard, Miles Sanders. I gotta watch Miles Sanders to really get a good idea of him. So I'm not gonna speak too much on it. But Damian Harris at 54. I do think there's gonna be a run at offensive line at some point, and we should really keep our eyes open there and get a good idea of when these running backs gonna run, because there's so many of them that's in the same skill group, I would say, or like skill tier or whatever. But when they start running off the board, they gonna run. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, a lot of people like him. Drew Samia, I think it's a bit early to take Drew at 55 right there. So that's on them. And the New England Patriots take Kalen Saunders at 56, which is really, really early. But I'm chilling. They also take Daniel Jones. So if the Patriots take Daniel Jones at 58, then that means, if they take Daniel Jones at 56, then that means Daniel Jones is going to be is gonna be the GOAT. So Bobby O at 57 is a bit early, man. I'm not here to take Bobby O at 57. And Juan Thornhill takes one right before 58. I know I got a lot of Dallas Cowboy constituencies up in here, so let's take a look. Draymond Jones, I hate it. The Cowboys don't have a first-round pick after trading for Amari Cooper last fall. They do have a couple needs, however, particularly at defensive tackle. I don't think we have a need at defensive tackle, sir, but I'll listen to your story. And safety. Jones, a 3-year starter for the Buckeyes, has first-round talent. He does not have first-round talent. If he does, he'll be in the first round, my good sir. Yeah, man, it's a no for me, dog. It's a no for me. I don't think Draymond Jones can come in and Draymond can't even start for you. I don't even think he comes in and starts this year, honestly. But whatever. Can he develop? Sure. I think he's more of a pass rusher. I don't really like him versus the run because he's such a chaotic player. He's not a controlled chaos guy. He's kind of a slasher in there. He wins with quickness. He swims a lot. He gets a lot of crosses. He's a pretty good gap exchange player. I think he's a bit small for 3-tech, honestly. So yeah, I got you. What you mean, Voch? Dre is a good player, especially after CJ. Okay, whatever. Dre is a good player, sure, but there's also good players in the third, fourth, and fifth round. So it is what it is. Matter of fact, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put you. Wait a minute. Time out. This is what we're gonna do. Hold on. Wait a minute. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna move this over here, and I'm gonna hit that button. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna click that button. Get your goof ass in time out. Wait. You want some of this too, old man? Get your goofy ass in time out. Let me tell you why April's hilarious. Because I call April auntie, but she just called Nene her niece. Let me tell you why Miss April hilarious. Oh, April. Oh, TT. Oh, April, you cold-blooded for that one. Oh, April cold-blooded for that. Anyway, let's keep this gravy train moving. Let's read the Chauncey Gardner-Johnson pick. Let's see. Dallas arrives in Nashville, Tennessee. Look, fam, you ain't got to set up your damn. What the fuck happened? What happened to my deal? What happened to my? It went away. Oh shit! I gotta put this shit back up. But anyway, let me elaborate on the pick while I get this thing pulled back up. It's not that I hate Draymond Jones. It's not that I think Draymond Jones is trash. I just value a couple other players over Draymond Jones. I just don't. I think Elgin Jenkins is a better offensive lineman than Draymond Jones is defensive tackle. You know what I mean? What's his face was asking me who we have at tackle or whatever. I think it's hard to come in and take Tyrone Crawford's job. And it's hard to come in and take Malik Collins' job. You asking Draymond Jones to come in and take Tyrone and Collins' job or whatever. And then you pick up Kerry Hyder this year. I just don't think Draymond comes in and be better than those guys. I think we've already addressed 3-tech, in my opinion. Can Draymond be good? Sure. And I think a lot of people need to open their mind to the idea of just because you don't draft a guy, that doesn't mean you don't like a guy. I like Draymond Jones. I don't like him at 58. Draymond Jones, like if I had to draft him like at 70 or something, I like Draymond Jones a little more at 70. I don't like him at 58. I don't think Draymond Jones is a better player than like Jerry Tillery. He's available on one of these guys, not the other guys, but he's available on McShay. I think not Kuiper, but not McShay's or whatever. But I value let's see. I value Gerald Willis a smidgen more than Draymond Jones. You know what I'm saying? I ain't shitting on Draymond just because I don't want him there. I just don't want him right there. You know what I mean? Like, I like Riley Ridley. I don't want him at 58. Oh shit, Voch, Riley Ridley's good. I know he's good. We got to get out of this mindset that just because you don't draft somebody somewhere doesn't mean that they're not good or that you don't like them. But I think it's just my opinion. There's a time and there's a place for everything. You know what I mean? We do need enforcers in the in the interior. Break in a rookie defensive tackle until he takes over. I'll tell you what. You want an enforcer on the inside? I'll give you that. Draymond Jones ain't your enforcer. Shit. I'll tell you what. Draymond Jones is more of a pass rusher than he is a run stopper. Honestly, to be fair, Draymond is more of an athletic pass rusher. You want to talk about the Rams game? Stopping the run was the problem. Draymond Jones don't do nothing differently in the Ram game. You see what I'm saying? So let's not get emotional when we start having these conversations about players we like. Draymond, not Damont, Draymond Jones. Draymond is a 3-4 defensive end. I disagree. I think he's a 4-3 tech. I don't want him because when you watch film on him, I don't think he shoots his hands and reads very well. He's a chaos player. He gets upfield. I think he's a B-gap player. He just goes. He's a forward guy. Okay, let's read this lame ass shit from McShay. Dallas arrives in Nashville, Tennessee on day 2 looking for a safety, Gardner Johnson. Let me say some real shit here, Todd McShay. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is more of a nickel corner than a safety to me, so you know. Zach, no, Dre won't help this team at all. Zach, that ain't what I'm saying. That ain't what I'm saying. Dre can 100% help this team. I just think we can do better things at 58. That's all. Do I prefer Kingsley Keke over Draymond Jones? Hell no. I think Kingsley Keke is like a 4th round guy, maybe 5th. Ben Benogu, who I like a bunch, at 59. Those TCU boys showed up to the Senior Bowl and beat a lot of ass. I like J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Oh, shit. Let me tell you something, man. Todd McShay lacing the shit out the Colts right now, dog. Todd McShay gave them Cleveland Farrell first. They got Cleveland Farrell first, and they got J.J. Arcega-Whiteside in the second. Mel Kiper gave him Terry McLaurin in the first and Ben Benogu in the second. I like Ben and Terry, but it seems like Todd McShay got the Colts' interest a little better in mind here. It seems that way, but you know, who knows? Soto may not make the team this April. I don't think Soto makes the team, but that's just my thoughts. Will Greer to the Chargers. I kind of like that a little bit. Jared Stidham to the Chargers. I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. Here we go. We finally got Elgin Jenkins. Let's bring in Jenkins to compete for a spot vacated by man, fam, dog. Elgin Jenkins is a starter in this league, dog. I tell you what, man. If I say some wild shit about a safety, running back, or receiver, I take all responsibility of the notion that I could be wrong about these guys. I take that full responsibility. I don't think Todd McShay or Mel Kiper, and this is going to be the most grandiose thing I say all day, I don't think either one of these guys can tell me shit about offensive line, dog. I sincerely feel like I know more offensive line than Mel Kiper. Elgin Jenkins comes in and starts day 1, my guy. Maybe not day 1, but he comes in and he plays at least by week 3. Whatever. Riley really to the Saints is insane. I hate the Saints, but I love the idea of Riley really to them. And it's only insane because I hate the Saints, but damn, salute to Riley really. Damn, Elgin Jenkins to the Saints is insane, and it's only insane because I hate the Saints. Damn, that's two good. That's 2 good picks for the Saints right there. 2 fantastic picks. Jacob Polite, first time I'm seeing him, I believe, and Chase Winovich. I think it's a bit early for Chase Winovich, but I like Chase, but I think it's a bit early for him. Jacob Polite, you get pass rush. You get pass rush early there. The New England Patriots select Gerald Willis at 64. That means he's going to be the GOAT. And Jared Stidham. Hey, New England Patriots say that. I would normally say that that if the Patriots get Jared Stidham, I mean he's the GOAT. But Mel Kiper been saying dumb shit all day, so we're not gonna go with that. 64. Okay, that's it. That's it. That's it. Okay, cool. That's it. That's the end of round 2. That's the end. No third round. All right, cool. No third round. So go. Let's go back to OBS, shall we? And let me check my time, man, because I know I've been. Goddamn, boy, we had an hour 15 minutes. This show was supposed to be that long. Okay, cool. So that's what I want to do. Let me put Lil Voch back up there first. We're about to do Q&As or whatnot. We're not going to do the phones. I don't want to do the phones because that'll make this show an additional 2 hours. Not going to be able to do it. But I do want to take questions in the chat box. But I want to check on my Discord first. Because my Discord has a Patreon-only section. So people that subscribe to my Patreon, they have an exclusive club in my Discord situation where they can come in, they can just drop a question, and I promise I'm going to get to it because, you know, because y'all parts of my patrons, you know what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and take a look at that. See what we got here. And after I check on my patrons, then I'll open this thing up to Super Chats, okay? I mean, pardon me, to the chat box. Super Chat get the priority, and everybody else kind of, you know, get in where you fit in for the next, it's 8:20. We'll do this to like 8:35 or so. Because I know I can get long-winded here. Voch, do you follow the NBA at all? What are your thoughts on Magic Johnson quitting out of nowhere? I don't follow the NBA as close as I follow the NFL, but if I would imagine the Lakers brass bought in Magic Johnson to make like a super big change like immediately. And I don't think that the change has been immediate enough. I don't think you bring in Magic Johnson to build a team in 5 years. I think you can take a regular personnel guy or a regular GM and build a team in 5 years. They wanted to win immediately. They wanted to get back to Laker greatness immediately. And if Lakers wanted to get to greatness, they would probably want to do it with a Laker great like Magic Johnson. But I don't think they've made enough change quickly enough. So I guess what Lakers brass was thinking was that, oh shit, I want to go play with Magic Johnson, and players would just flock to go play with them. They would flock to go play for Magic Johnson, but that shit hasn't happened yet. So, all right, cool. So we got the Discord popping. All right, cool. So let's go to OBS and let's put the Discord up there, and let's get Lil Voch off the screen. Y'all see my YouTube wife Nene up there just holding it down for the Doski Woski. Y'all please clap it up. Drop a hand clap emoji in the chat box for Nene holding it down. Don't forget to post your question in the group chat. We're going to put Money Live at 7 Central, 8 a.m. Eastern. He'll be picking a few names, so tune in and you might get shout out. Thank you, Nene, for setting up my my Q&A segment for me. All right, cool. So let's get it. That's Coach Evans. What's up, Sip to Tally? Coach Evans, y'all go check his channel out, especially if you're of the Ravens constituency. What should Baltimore do at 22? They definitely shouldn't take Eric McCoy. Offensive line, not Eric McCoy. Wide receiver, trade back, or best player available. We don't have a second-round pick. Interesting. That's interesting, Coach, because I still feel like the Ravens are a playoff team. I still feel like the Ravens are in position to win immediately. You know what I mean? I would say take the best player within reason. You know what I mean? Because it could be a receiver to help Lamar Jackson, you know, develop a bit more. It could be an offensive lineman to, you know, to make his pocket a little more, you know, Lambo like, a little more comfortable, a little more like if Jackson was my quarterback, I would want that damn offensive line to be a Porsche. You know what I'm saying? So you can have so young Jackson can have all day to throw as he develops as a passer. So I would say take best player within reason. I don't think that's Eric McCoy, but yeah, best player within reason. Shouts out to coach. Strick, assuming Murray goes first overall, Quentin Williams or Bosa at number 2 for the Niners, and why? Or trade back, and why? I think Quentin Williams is the best player in this draft, and I think if Kyler Murray comes off the board first, and you have the opportunity to take the best player in the draft, then take the best player in the draft. Yeah. Regardless of how you feel about Solomon Thomas or Armstead or Buckner, I don't care how many years you've picked defensive tackle in a row. You definitely get Quentin Williams in there. Oh, let's see what my wife says. She wants to talk to me through Discord. She can talk to me whenever. Since you're trying to push Leo Collins off the bridge, what are your thoughts on the offensive line with Brian? That was like Keaton Sutherland. No. If I want offensive linemen on my offensive line, I want gangsters on my offensive line. And I ain't never heard of Keaton Sutherland. That may be a guy I got to watch film on. Or a Patrick Vahe. What song they sing? What movies they in? I don't know them. They're probably just see what happens, guys. You know, sometimes you can just bring in guys to see how they'll develop, just see what they'll do. I'm not necessarily, I'm not excited now. Give me Elgin Jenkins. I know what he can do, but thank you so much, wifey. Thank you so much. Marculus. Would 7th overall be high for TJ Hockenson? Maybe. Considering the Jaguars' needs? Maybe. Foles relied on Ertz a lot. Fair point. We really don't have anyone at that position. Our offensive line is looking like we could really be a solid unit prior to last year's injuries. TJ Hockenson at 7? Damn, I don't like taking tight ends that early, man. But I really like TJ. I think he's special. But if you want day one help from tight end, I don't think drafting a tight end to come in and help day one is the move, because I just don't recall tight ends always being that helpful year one. So I don't know, my guy. Who do you like for running back 2, Dallas? Realistically, where would you take him? Well, Damian Harris came in for a 30 visit. Damian Harris from Alabama, and I really like Damian. If I was to draft a running back 2, I would draft a guy that I think can be running back 1, if that makes sense. Just in case Zeke want to give you a hard time with money or contract shit, because it's not going to be a situation where the backup running back just comes in on the third series, or they get like 5 plays a game. I think the backup running back is going to take a lot more of a role this year. And what makes me say that is because Stephen Jones has come out and said that, we're not just looking for a guy to be like complimentary. We're looking for a guy that can do the type of shit that Zeke does. And that means to me that we're looking for a running back 1, to where if Zeke doesn't exist, you feel good about starting that guy. So that's my thoughts on that. Swamp Donkey. Holy shit. Voch, the Panthers are thinking about running a 3-4 and 4-3. What are your thoughts, and what prospects would fit that scheme decision? Well, if you're running a 3-4 and a 4-3, I guess every prospect. But, it depends, man. So, like, if you're shit, like, say you want, like, it's a strange-ass question, dog. Because I think that both... That's a strange-ass question, dog, because both schemes need players dependent of that scheme. I don't really like teams getting into the whole do both thing, unless it's like a 3-4 hybrid where it's built like an under, but the personnel screams 3-4, to where one of your defensive ends is like standing or whatever. Unless you want to do it like that. That's kind of the only thoughts I can have on that. But besides that, F no, my guy. I'm not really a big fan of that. And one more, Boomer. Should Green Bay take a receiver or a tight end with their first or second round pick? They should take a receiver. Fuck it. Take a receiver. All right, cool. Let's get the film. Dun, dun, dun. Let's put Lil Voch back up there. Let's move you over there, and let's do Q&A until the 35 mark. Then we'll do that. The Pats run a hybrid. Hey, that shit's goofy. They just know how to do it. Me personally, I don't know how to do it. I'm more of a X's and O's guy when it comes to offense, but hey, if they know how to do it, salute to them. All right, let me scroll a little bit. Voch, Law says you better not be talking to Nene like that. Well, Law ain't got rank in terms of what I say to Nene. Salute the Law Nation. He just came out with a video arguing with himself, in which I think that's very creative, sir. Salute to you. But he can't tell me what to say to Nene. Get out of here. Trade back and get two first. I'm not really a big fan of the trade back conversation because you never know what the trade back conversation would sound like. You know what I mean? You just never know. When you pick up the phone and call somebody like, yo, man, I don't want to pick right here. Like, can you give me picks so I can not pick right here? Like, that's a wild ass statement. Like, yo, first of all, I don't want to pick here. Well, they probably don't want to neither. But can you give me some of your picks so I can not pick here? It's just weird when you have to pick up the phone. So when you want to trade back to get more picks, it's just not ideal like that. It's more so somebody wanting to trade up than somebody wanting to trade back or whatever. But that's just my thoughts on that. Law Nation in the building, what's good? Quan, what's good, man? Goddamn, Mel Kiper had the Colts taking Terry McLaurin in the first round. I'm sure that makes you sick, sir. April with the blue hearts. I know who likes blue hearts. Jenkins and Edoga. I don't like Edoga that much. I don't. Edoga plays like he doesn't like football. That's the tackle from USC. He plays like he doesn't like football. So I'm not really big on that. Connor Williams was a Dallas Day guy. Sure. Thoughts on James Washington this year? I don't. Is this the year Dallas bypasses tight end and offensive line in draft? We should not bypass offensive line, but whatever. We're going to be ready for the draft. Hopefully so, Law Nation. Hopefully I'll be ready, Law Nation. Like I said earlier, man, I got a lot of responsibilities, man. I got a red suit and some web shooters, so we got to get this done. Bosa, Tillery, Hawkinson at 27, and Cody Ford at 35. What you think this is, Madden? What's wrong with you? Getting all the good players for the Raiders. That ain't how that shit gonna work. To be fair, you would have to assume that the Raiders can draft well to pull off that haul. And I don't necessarily think the Raiders can draft that well, but we'll see. We'll see. Thoughts on Mecole Hardman? Those Georgia receivers are both sneaky good. I think really highly of Riley Ridley, but Mecole Hardman, hey man, if you need speed and you missed out on one of the speed guys, go get Mecole Hardman. You just got to be responsible in your expectations of him. You know, I don't think he comes in and play like I don't think he's very much. I think look, play him in slot, do gadget stuff with him, let him be fast, don't let him run too many routes, and don't really put him in a lot of tough catch scenarios or whatever. Just put him out there and let him be fast, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Greg says, Voch, you like Chase? I really like Chase, man, but I just don't know if Chase will be successful in the league, bro. I really like Chase Winovich, bro, from Chase Winovich, defensive end from Michigan. I really like Chase. I just don't know if his combination of traits will work in the league. He has fantastic hands, man, but he could probably be a little more athletic. As far as size goes, he can't play stand-up linebackers. I don't think he's athletic enough to be a linebacker. I think he's kind of too small to play defensive end. I don't think he's strong enough to play defensive end. But his hands, he got some great hands, man. And I think he outplayed his talent in college. His talent and skill level, I think he outplayed that. I think he upgraded his level of play past his talent level. Problem is, you got to do that shit 3 more times to do that in the league, man. I just don't think he pulls that off. But I really like Chase, though. Yeah, man, that's something that Rex and Rob like to do, man. I don't like hybrid defenses, man. But like I said, I'm offensive guy. Like I'm offense X and O's guys. I only know enough defense, which is plenty. I only know enough defense X and O's to call offenses against it. Can't talk too much because I'm at work. Don't get fired. But which running back fits the Bears or tight end at the third round do you see the Bears will take? Well, like I said, man, don't get fired. Steven Benzie dropping a dime in the super chat. I think every running back fits the Bears. If you look at Jordan Howard, and it's funny because I was just having this Jordan Howard is not elite conversation a couple years ago, and boy, Steven, your Bears brethren were on me. Oh, your Bears fans brethren were on me when I was saying Jordan Howard wasn't elite. I was saying he's very productive. He's a very productive back, but I don't think he's elite, and I don't think he'll be with the team. But hell, man, Damian Harris fits. Mike Weber fits. Miles Sanders will probably fit. LJ Scott will fit. And these are guys that you can get in the fourth round. I mean, like the third and fourth round. You can use your whatever picks you got to upgrade a spot you really need. But as far as like running backs go, man, save your picks, man. Save your picks, man. Alex Burns from Kansas State. You can get Elijah Holyfield 4.9 running ass. He run a 4.9, but he'll bust some shit up. Also, Nene is a goddess. Plus, here's some more bread for you. I totally agree. Nene's very top tier. She better than the rest of them. I ain't gonna lie to you. She better than the rest of these old scallywags out here. Nene top tier. She's absolutely top tier. She's one of the greatest. Anyway, Steven, don't be speaking Nene. Yo, Steven, don't be talking about Nene like that, man. Come on now. Yo, Steve, don't be talking to Brandon says, best case scenario, realistic favorite player at 58. Elgin Jenkins, Mississippi State, center/left guard. I love Alex Burns in the 7th round. I agree. Do you think Darnell Savage could play with Malik Hooker? Man, Quan, I love Darnell Savage, dog. Little missile. Man, do I like Lil Missile. And what you get if you get Darnell Savage, you can play a lot of cover one with that because he's a strong safety, but he can play zone and man. So if you do cover one and just let Malik play range, in which Malik is fantastic at, you let Malik play range and let Darnell walk down and cover people. It's kind of like you have a nickel corner at strong safety. And if you have a nickel corner in there, you get you a good tackler at nickel corner, which is Darnell Savage. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you playing a dime look to where you can stop the run and you can stop the pass. Darnell Savage can give you a lot of versatility with your defense with that. So that's the kind of shit I value. You know what I mean? Like, I like guys like Jonathan Abram from Mississippi State, strong safety. Like, I really like him. Like, he's a great strong safety, sure, but I think shit gets kind of weird in coverage. You know, his man coverage looks a little weird sometimes, you know. Darnell Savage is a high IQ player. Then he is a guy. Steven, we gonna have to fight in the parking lot. You better stop it. Thornhill is my projected pick at 58. I mean, that's cool. I haven't really done a safety ranking video yet. I'll probably do that soon. I'm wrapping up safeties, but I got running backs next. So yeah, I'll be ranking DB soon. Sure. Stay tuned for that. Which wide receivers do you think get cut from Dallas, or do you think Dallas will draft any receiver? And that's what's crazy to me, Goblo 02. That's what's crazy to me. Dallas straight at receiver, but we still talking about drafted receivers. We not straight at offensive line. Why are we so afraid to draft the offensive line? It's insane, man. I don't see Cleveland Brown in the chat anymore, but Voch Lombardi, he was asking who would you take at 58 for the Cowboys. Oh, no. Nene, he was saying April funny. Hey, look, man. Look, if y'all listen to all my shows, man, there's an inside joke about April. And, you know, you look, if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. But April's funny. And I bet Nene's cold in that department as well. She's a great multitasker, I bet. What Cleveland Brown was saying is if we had a first round pick still, if we still had pick 27, who would who would I pick there? Oh, there's Cleveland Brown right there. Who would I pick there if Dallas still had the 27th pick? Shit, offensive line. My energy don't change. My energy don't change. So if I'm looking at Elgin Jenkins at 58, I'm looking at Cody Ford if he's there. I'm looking at Chris Lindstrom if he's there. But this the caveat though, because I got to be fair. If Chris Lindstrom is there, but Nazir Adderley is also there, I value Nazir Adderley over Chris Lindstrom. So if Dallas is at 27 and Nas is there, then I'm taking the safety. You know what I'm saying? But if Cody's there and Nas there, I'm taking Cody. You see what I'm saying? I just don't think that a safety at 58 is good enough. It's better than Elgin at 58. That's my thoughts on that. Brandon said, would you rather have Cody at 27 or Amari Cooper? Hey, man, don't ask me personal questions about my life like that, man. Hey, man, don't ask me. Come on, man. Yo, Brandon, don't be asking me questions about my life and shit, dog. Come on, man. Come on, my guy. GQ Trailblaze in the building. What's up, fam? Wait a minute. I just saw a good question, man. I gotta scroll back. I saw a good question. Why is Nazir Adderley rated higher by the community when his weaknesses are man coverage and competition? I don't think his weaknesses are man coverage and competition. First of all, if you're a free safety, you're only going to see so much man coverage anyway. But I do think Nas can man cover. And as far as competition, I don't want to hear that Delaware shit. Nazir Adderley showed up to the damn Senior Bowl, which is an All-Star game. He showed up to an All-Star game and he busted ass. So I don't want to hear the whole competition thing. That's why we have All-Star games. You know what I mean? You know, so if you're having the whole Delaware conversation, Nazir can, you know. Because we was having that talk. We're like, okay, he's a Delaware guy. Let's see what he does in the Senior Bowl. And he bust ass in the Senior Bowl, one-on-one drills and the entire game. All that's on my channel. You can go see. So, boom, boom, boom. John Lynch, which is hilarious. He says Debo or N'Keal Harry. I take N'Keal Harry over Debo. I rank him higher. Okay, here we go. Don't get me wrong. I love some offensive line, Voch. I agree with you about offensive line in a second. Okay, cool. We straight. All right, cool. Lael Collins just scares the hell out of Voch. Hey, man, I think people don't value offensive line until they scraping their quarterback off the turf or they got Chaz Green playing left tackle. That's just how I feel. Let's see. What are Nas's weaknesses then? I don't know. So when I'm looking at Nazir Adderley, let me say this too. And like with a lot of players, I don't always look at weaknesses. I just look at level in which they do shit. You know what I mean? So where Nazir has range, but he doesn't have like Malik Hooker's range. You know what I mean? So he'll fall a little bit there. He can tackle, but he doesn't tackle like Jonathan Abram. You know what I mean? I think he's a gangster. He gives you value in kicking game. I don't think he'll be much of a kick return guy. Like he's an athlete, but he's not like the best athlete at free safety that we've seen in the world. You know what I mean? He has some ball hawking ability, but it's not like Ed Reed or nothing like that. So when we look at these players, sometimes it's not always about what's their weakness. It's just about where you gauge their abilities. You know what I mean? If you look at LJ Collier, he does some things well, but as far as like, you know, like he ain't really got like a super legitimate thing I would say bad about him. He just doesn't do things as well as other guys. You see what I mean? So that's my thoughts there. McGarry at right tackle, if Jenkins is gone, no, I don't think McGarry is a 58th overall player, and I don't think and I don't want a right tackle. I don't want to draft a right tackle. I want Connor Williams at right tackle, and I want to draft a guard. So Adderley, Taylor Rapp, or Savage, I value Nazir Adderley over the other guys. Then I would say Savage. Then I would say Taylor Rapp. Even though I like free safeties, but if we're talking about just safety in general, I take Savage over Rapp. But in Cowboy land, I take Rapp over Savage because I don't think we need strong safeties. But that's my thoughts. I give y'all like 3 more minutes till we get to the 45 mark. Then I'll go watch film, and then I'll go play Red Dead Redemption or something. Let's see. Y'all funny. What else we got? What I think about Deontay Thompson? I think he's cool. I think he can hit. I think he has range. He doesn't turn very well, which is amazing. And let me say this about Deontay Thompson. I think it's dope how much range he does have to say he doesn't turn very well. Because you need to be able to turn to have range. And to say that Deontay is a rangy safety, but he doesn't turn well, that says a lot about his range. I just think he and he can probably work on turning better, but we'll see. My man gonna ask me, would I take Cody Ford or Amari Cooper? Don't be asking me hard ass questions like that. What you mean? I really appreciate your work, Voch. Keep it up. Salute to you. I think that's good for tonight. Voch, what you think of Red Dead? Red Dead is like one of the greatest games of all time, dog. It's one of the greatest games of all time. One of the greatest narratives, greatest characters. I ain't gonna say shit. I'm just gonna let you play it. But boy, is it one of the greatest games of all time. If you play Last of Us, it's that same level of satisfaction. It's in that Final Fantasy VII tier. It's in that Skyrim tier. It's in that man. It's up there, dog. It's up there with some of the best games of all time. So I need y'all to like this video. I need y'all to subscribe. Don't forget, we're on a schedule now because it's Christmas month. So we do this on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 Central Time, 8 Eastern. So come in and tune in. Join the Patreon. If you're a member of the Patreon, join the Patreon only Discord group and drop questions in there. If you're not a Patreon, join the regular ass Discord group. That's in my description. Does Collins keep me up at night? Leo Collins doesn't keep me up at night, but he kind of need to go. What else? Support the merch. Follow me on Twitter, VOCHLOMBARDI. Hit the notification bell and all that good stuff. And did I say support the merch? I ain't saying support the merch. All right, cool. With that being said, don't forget I got draft coverage all 3 days of the draft. We're going to do pre-shows. We're going to talk about potential picks. We're going to talk about all that good stuff, speculation, where guys could go, shit that could happen. I'm going to be doing coverage during the draft, reacting to each pick, talking about how each player fits with each team and depth chart. If I think it's a good pick, if I think it's a bad pick, reacting to trades and all that good shit. And after the draft, I'm going to be taking calls to get y'all's reactions. Just reacting to what just happened. If y'all got a player that you really like, you can call in and talk about that. Whatever you want to do. I fully plan on those being like 7-hour shows and shit. So I need to have my ass cushion in my seat. Because I'm gonna be sitting down at this chair for a while, and I need to fit that in between watching Endgame and Game of Thrones on Sunday and fitting in Mortal Kombat in my life somewhere. There's a lot of shit going on. With that being said, y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski. If you're of my Cowboy constituency, I'm going to try to do a Cowboy live stream tomorrow. So tune in for that. Y'all hold it down for the Doski Woski and the Peace Whiskey. Peace. Salute.